Hello everyone and welcome. A while back some of you guys asked me to do a review of a telescoping and folding aluminum ladder. Well, it took me a little while to find one that I liked and then to get it shipped to me, but here it is. Today we'll be doing a viewer requested review of a multi-use aluminum folding ladder. Now there are many different types of aluminum folding ladders available, but I picked this ladder because it has multiple uses, as you will see. It can be used as an A-frame ladder, a telescoping ladder, and as an extension ladder. And on top of all this, it collapses down to be small enough that it can easily fit in the trunk of a car or SUV. So let's test out this ladder and see how it performs. But before we do that, if you enjoy watching honest tool and product reviews plus helpful DIY projects, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you get notified every time I produce another product review video or DIY video. Alright, so let's see what we have here. Alright guys, so when you unbox this puppy, this is everything you get. Now this is the 2.5 plus 2.5 aluminum folding ladder from Ricade, available on Amazon, link in description below. And yeah, I know the way the nomenclature, the way they name it is a little bit funny, so let's work with it, but I'll explain as we go along. Now Ricade has 3 different ladders that are pretty much the same, so everything I show you today and tell you today about this ladder will apply to all 3 of the different ladders. The only thing different between the ladders is the length when you extend it and the price that you pay to buy it. So of the 3 different ladders, first you start off with the 1.9 plus 1.9 meter, and the reason they do that is because it folds, so they're basically telling you the length of the 2 sides. So the 1.9 plus 1.9, or 12 footer when fully extended, currently runs at the making of this video $172.99, but they also have a $9 discount coupon on their Amazon page, making it cheaper than that. This one is the 2.5 plus 2.5, or 16 footer, and it's currently out of stock, so I can't tell you what the current price is, but it is around 200 bucks normally. And then you have the 3.2 plus 3.2 meter, or 20 footer, and that currently runs $263.99, but they also have a $15 discount coupon on that one, making it even cheaper than that. And what do you get when you unbox this puppy? Well, you get the ladder itself, you get some gloves, you get full color instruction to tell you how to put it together, and the only thing to put together really is a stabilizer bar on the back of it. So most of the instructions are basically safety instructions telling you how to use the ladder if you're not familiar with how to use one of these types of ladders. Now the dimensions on these ladders when they're fully collapsed like you see it right now, the 12 footer is 33 inches in height by 19 inches in width. The 16 footer, which is this one, is 37 inches in height by 19 inches in width. The 20 footer is 42 inches in height by 19 inches in width. And as far as the weight goes, the 12 footer weighs 28 pounds, the 16 footer weighs 37 pounds, and the 20 footer weighs in at 42 pounds. So these are not lightweight ladders. They are fairly well built. They are hefty big boys, so they weigh a bit. For most men, it won't make any difference whatsoever. For women, it can get a little bit heavy as you get to the bigger ladders. Now, the maximum load bearing on these ladders is 330 pounds. And all these ladders are made from 6063 high-strength aluminum alloy tubes with anti-slip feet, as you can see at the base of the ladder there. Now, the ladder can be used as an A-frame ladder, as an adjustable height ladder, or as an extension ladder. And we'll take a look at all these in a little bit. Now the ladder angles that you can change it to is you can open it up to 30 degrees for an A-frame, 90 degrees for leaning it up against a wall or something, or 180 degrees to use it as an extension ladder. And like I said, we're going to take a little closer look at the ladder in just a bit. I'm just giving you the specs right now. Now the maximum A-frame height on this ladder, because right now you see it shrunk down all the way to its minimum. And this is the point where it's convenient to be able to move it from place to place, put it in the trunk of a car, SUV, stuff like that. This is the smallest that you want it when you want to transport it. But when you're going to use it, the maximum height that you can reach would be either 6 foot, 8 foot, or 10 foot, depending on the ladder model that you get. The maximum extension as an extension ladder, when you flip up the other side so it is straight across, You can get to 12 feet, 16 feet, or 20 feet, depending on the model that you choose. Now, this company does carry many different ladder styles. Some of them are only telescoping. So if you don't want one that folds like this one into an A-frame design, and you just want to get a telescoping one, I suggest you check out their store and see what other ladders they have available. I chose the A-frame because I think it has the greatest flexibility to it, and you can use it in many, many more different types of projects. But if you want just a telescoping, or you want a step stool, or you want something completely different, check out their Amazon store. They have a whole lot of different ladders for you to choose from. So these types of ladders I think are great for painting, cleaning, hanging wallpaper, changing lights, cleaning gutters, trimming bushes, or any type of DIY project you have around the home or the shop. So let's open this guy up, take a little closer look at it, and see what it can do. Alright guys, so let's take a little closer look at this ladder. Take a look at some of the features that it has. As you see, I extended one rung so we could talk about different features on it, but one rung is already extended, the rest of it are collapsed. And that's the way the ladder is normally. You could use it this way right now if you just wanted a quick little stool to get up to a cabinet or something. You can use it like that. Now, as you can see right here, all these little tabs right here, and they're on both sides to the front and both sides on the back as well of the ladder. And these little guys are what need to lock in place to make sure that these guys are secure when you extend it upward. You can see this one is locked, this one is released. All these are released. This one is locked. You can see it is further in. So when you pull up on the ladder, they automatically lock in place. So as you pull it up, each one will lock in place. And that all explains it all right there, exactly how it's supposed to be, so that you have a nice, safe operating of the ladder. So that's that feature right there. Now, as far as changing the angle on the ladder, if you want to change the angle on the ladder and either make it as an A-frame, as you see right there, or have this side fold that way, fold it up, make it into extension ladder, lean it against the wall, anything that you want, what you do is you use this guy right here and you pull this out. I'm not doing it right now, but you need to pull this out. It'll pull upward. And then what you do is you release this guy right here. Right here, you can see it's in the lock position. When you release it, it folds up to this place up here. You always need to have it locked when you're using the ladder so it doesn't fold up on you. Right now, it will not collapse and fold on itself. So that's the way that works. And you can see that the ladder step stools right here have a nice little ridging to it so that your feet don't slip off of it. And you can see back there, the security of the stabilizer bar right there. I added that in, and that makes the ladder much more stable so you don't slip or fall or do anything. And like I said previously, you have the locking tabs right there on the back of the ladder as well. So let me change this up to different dimensions and so forth, and we'll see exactly how it performs. Oh, and by the way, it does come with a nice little Velcro tab, so you can lock it up, close it up, and so forth, and that way you have more stability when you're moving it around. And it has a little pad right here for holding it with your hands. When you're going to lift it up, that way you're not hitting the aluminum. You have a nice comfortable rubber pad right there to be able to lift it up. So let me put it in different positions and we'll see how it works. Alright guys, so here we're looking at one of the reasons why these types of ladders are very convenient and very beneficial to have on hand. The two different sides can be adjusted to different heights. And that's what makes them very practical. Now, obviously, this is not something safe right here yet you should do. I only mocked this up as a demonstration. You should never lean the ladder on a bucket like that to get on top of it for any reason whatsoever. What I want you to do is use your imagination and pretend that this one side over here is either like a concrete step that is very high or some stairs or something that you need to work on. So one side is higher than the other, so you adjust the ladder to be on top of the one side that is very high and then on the low side over here. A typical A-frame could not do this. Obviously, like I said, you don't want to use a bucket. This is not safe. That is why I am not going to climb on that ladder. That is not a safe condition. This is only a mock-up for you to see what it can do. It is a type of A-frame, but one side is higher than the other. You cannot do this with a typical A-frame ladder. But if this was a safe condition where that was totally solid on that side right there, then it would be safe to climb up it and do whatever work you need to do up there, whether it's changing a light bulb, fixing whatever's up there, whatever the case may be. So this is one of the very important conveniences of this type of A-frame telescoping ladder. So let's move it to another shape. Alright guys, so here we are looking at the ladder fully extended in its A-frame design. Now this is an 8-foot ladder in the A-frame fully extended design. And one thing to mention here is when you're using this type of ladder, always make sure that all the rungs are properly locked in place before you get up on top of it. Don't be lazy. Make sure everything is locked in place because you don't want to start climbing and have it collapse on you. So please be careful when using this type of ladder. Anyway, so right there you can see it is fully extended, and right next to it for comparison I put a 6-foot normal A-frame ladder, a typical aluminum A-frame ladder. Now this is a good quality Gorilla ladder. It's a good quality ladder, and you can see comparing the two, first of all that one's shorter because it's 6-footer, but you can see also the tubular design is much thicker than your typical A-frame ladder, typical aluminum A-frame ladder. So you have the two to compare right there. As far as the dimensions go, as far as thickness of the tubing and width of the steps and so forth, that gives you some idea of how these two compare. But obviously, as an A-frame right there, it reaches all the way to the top to whatever you need, and the 6-footer would not. So that's the convenience of that guy right there. Alright guys, so here you can see where I extended the ladder and I moved it to the 90-degree angle mark. That way you can lean it up against a wall or something if you have something big and cumbersome and annoying underneath you that prevents you from setting up a ladder properly. That way you just move it to the 90 degrees, lean it up against the wall, and you can get up there to do whatever kind of work you need to do. So that's one of the convenient features that it has. Or in this case, then I extended it up to the 180-degree angle, and that way you make it into an extension ladder. Now I fully extended one side, but not the other, but you can use your imagination as to how this would work if you fully extend it out, and you can get much higher. But just extending one side is good enough to get me all the way up to the first story of my roof of my house. I have a 2-story house. If I wanted to go even higher, I would extend it out fully. But I don't need to at this point, but you can use your imagination. So there you have it. Alright guys, so here we are back inside, and I have the ladder set up in its A-frame design, and basically I extended it fully up to the 8 feet. So this is the way it is most normally intended to be used. You can see it right there as an 8-foot ladder, A-frame design. Because I know someone is going to ask me, well, how stable is it? How secure is it? How safe will I feel when I'm on the ladder? Well, that's a very subjective thing to answer because everyone will feel different on a ladder depending with your experience of using ladders. How many different types of ladders have you used? How long have you been using a ladder? How high have you gotten? If my wife gets up on the bottom 2 rungs right there, she starts panicking. She feels like she's on top of the Empire State Building and it's only 2 feet off the ground. So obviously it depends how used you are to being up on the height of a ladder. Now, I've been up on ladders as high as 25 feet up in the air. So to me, I'm used to the jiggling and wiggling of a ladder. But I will give you some idea. I'm going to climb up on the ladder right now so you can see. And if you climb up on the ladder, it is just like any ladder. It will jiggle around a little bit. This is a little inconvenient for me to do. But as you can see, perfectly safe. Obviously, it's going to move a little bit. But all ladders will move a little bit. But it's perfectly fine to climb up on it. And I don't feel like I'm going to fall down. I feel perfectly fine, and I'm already, as you can see, 3 rungs up, and I am purposely moving the ladder to show you the play in the ladder. It has a little bit of play, but not enough to panic. I'm not scared being up here, and I can go higher, but I can't. My head is hitting the ceiling right now, so this is as high as I can get. But you can see it is perfectly fine and perfectly acceptable as a normal ladder. You can climb up there, and if you're used to climbing on a ladder, you'll be fine. No worries whatsoever. Alright guys, there you have it. A viewer requested review of a telescoping, folding, and multi-position ladder from Rikade. I think this is a great ladder for the money. It costs a little more than a normal A-frame ladder, but then again, it has a lot more usability than what you would get with a normal A-frame ladder. Considering that in this one small package, you get an A-frame ladder that is adjustable to any height that you need, a telescoping ladder that folds to be very small to be easy to transport, and when fully extended, you get a full-length extension ladder all in one. I think this is a very affordable ladder for all the features that you get. This design of ladder, I think, is especially great for people that don't have a lot of storage room. Instead of having multiple different ladders with different uses, this one ladder does it all and takes up very little room in your house or garage. Check out their Amazon store for complete details. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye for now.